There are teams in the African soil that is going to that World Cup that do not even have an average of what the South African players have. Looking at the league, looking at individual performance and all of that.
Most of the teams I'm seeing here as well too. Even in Africa, I'm not sure if teams like Tunisia or Algeria are going to do better than DRC Congo. I'm not sure if they are going to do far better than South Africa.
Is South Africa the worst team among the 10 African countries that will represent Africa? Chima, I'm starting with you.
According to Alexis Lalas.
Alexis Lalas, former US defender.
Yeah, he's the journalist for Fox News, that rated this country. He rated the 48 teams going to the World Cup. So according to their current status, players, squad,
rating and every other
team. But let me start from the number one. He rated France as number one among the 48 teams going to the World Cup. Okay. Then while Spain 2, England 3, Colombia 4, Argentina 5, Portugal 6, then Brazil 7, Netherlands 8, Germany 9, Croatia 10. So even among the 48 teams, so out of all these 48 teams, he rated South Africa as 45. So the only team South Africa is better than is Panama. The same Panama that
defeated them in their own.
So then Curacao. Then Haiti. So Alexis Lalas is telling us now that out of all these 48 teams coming to the World Cup, so that South Africa is the worst team from Africa. And is the 45th worst team among the 48 teams.
Based on
its own rating. I think I would have to disagree with that, because most of the teams I'm seeing here as well too, even in Africa, I'm not sure if teams like Tunisia or Algeria are going to do better than DRC Congo. I'm not sure if they are going to do far better than South Africa. Although, yes, anything can happen. Even the number one team rated, which is France, can also go there and flop. So it's football. But according to what is happening right now, if you come to the FIFA ranking as well too, South Africa is number 60 in world ranking. So why is rating them here now to be the worst 40? Even some teams that FIFA even rated South Africa ahead of some other countries. But Alexis Lalas is now bringing South Africa so low. But then, according to his statement, he said Lai Foster is the best South African player and the most important player in South African squad. So maybe he feels like, is it because of the home-based players that are playing for South Africa? Maybe he feels like...
He might have his reasons.
So maybe he feels like the players don't really have much value. But then, if I have to judge individual player, individual brilliance, the team's achievement in the past 2-3 years, I'm not sure if South Africa is going to stand on the worst team here. So I feel that rating is just for himself and not for me. I don't agree with that.
Okay. Albert, Alexis Lalas, that played in the US 94 as a central defender for the US national team, is now rating South Africa as the worst African team that Africa is parading in this upcoming World Cup. Is that opinion right by you?
Opinions are like nose. Everybody's entitled to one. And Alexis Lalas, I watched him in the US 94 as a teenager growing up. He tried his best. Does not mean he's going to be the best of pundit or best of analyst. You get what I'm trying to say? And he gave his own assertion based on the way he saw it, or basically on the way he analyzed it. Talking about the Foster issue, I think one of the things he's trying to key in there is, if Foster is your most influential player, how many goals have he scored this season? What has been his performance over the years? Being the only player and one of the biggest players in South Africa for now that is playing outside the shores of South Africa and playing the best league in the world, though they are relegated now from Burnley. But he gave he ranked South Africa 45 among the 48, only 3 steps above Panama, Haiti, and Curacao, which is very, very, is underwhelming. It's very, very bad. That's very bad. But he gave, let me just give 3 indices he said to that effect. Historical World Cup records. He said South Africa has never advanced beyond the group stage in their previous tournament appearances. Secondly, he said tough group draw. He said Bafana are drawn into highly competitive group alongside Mexico, Czech Republic, and South Korea, which led analysts to doubt their chances of progressing. Then the third one here is a general assessment. It's a general assessment. He said, despite some quality, the publication noted the squad would need a bigger vuvuzela to make an impact against heavyweight teams, effectively making them the lowest ranked team from the CAF. But he gave a lot of indices. I just need to just put in this thing into perspective. But I would disagree with him in all footballing perspective because there are 10 teams coming from the soil of Africa. There are teams in the African soil that is going to that World Cup that do not even have an average of what the South African players have. Looking at the league, looking at individual performance and all of that. I remember vividly in 2006 World Cup, there was what is known as the FIFA Technical Study Group, in which they gave an assessment. Before every match, they will check the players, your performance, your team you play, how many caps have you have in your country, how many appearances have you have in your club, and the impact you may possibly have in the game at the end of the day. But don't you forget, in that same FIFA Technical Study Group, along with FIFA, in which they publish, they said 5 countries has the potentiality of winning that World Cup: Brazil, England, France, Germany, and Argentina. But at the end of the day, Italy won that World Cup. I get what I'm trying to say.
Italy wasn't mentioned in
Italy wasn't mentioned. Yeah. So in their technical study group, I started watching it very, very well in the third matches of the group. They may say this player is better than this team have the potential more than this. But at the end of the day, the team they rank as low will go ahead to win the World Cup. We all watch in US 94 growing up that a team that Nigeria won, Bulgaria went ahead to play in the semi-final. So what Alexis Lalas said, he's saying it as an analyst and someone that is opinionated to what he sees, his viewpoint, how he sees football in his own perspective. Because you can't underrate a team like South Africa. Because if I want to go deep, I'll ask him a lot of questions. You've not given deep indices. If a team is eliminated from the first round of every tournament World Cup they have gone to, does that mean they are going to perform badly in the next one that is to come? Are you trying to make me understand that you are a demigod or a sorcerer that sees the next day? No, I will not accept that. You getting it? So if 10 African nation is coming, then South Africa is 45. Just above Curacao, Haiti, and Panama. I'm surprised. But the same Panama, South Africa played against in, is it 3-nation invitation?
Home and away.
Home and away. So why are you saying South Africa? Because they gave South Africa a good fight. Why are you ranking South Africa above?
In the first game, second game, they defeated South Africa.
That's what I'm saying. Why are you saying South Africa is bigger than Panama when Panama even won them? So if you look at a lot of factors, how many of these people have played with South Africa in recent years? So everybody in this, all African teams that are coming, in short, as a matter of fact, all teams, don't forget, in the last World Cup, I remember vividly, everybody, if you ask coaches and everybody around the world that has to do with football, they were rating Belgium first, second, Belgium first, second, Belgium. At the end of the day, they flopped. 2018 World Cup, 2022 World Cup. The people were rating Belgium when Kevin De Bruyne, all of them were at their peak.
The Nazar,
they were at their peak. They were rating them. So when you rate a team, it is because of the way you see it. When you rate a team, it's because of the way you analyze it per game, antecedent, and all of that. But I would disagree with Alexis Lalas with several reasons. One of the reasons is that if you're giving all these African teams, in 2023 African Cup of Nations, South Africa won bronze medal. You understand? In this past Nations Cup, they got to the knockout stages. Yeah. But many teams that are coming here from Africa, they didn't qualify for the Nations Cup. Few teams that are coming here, they don't qualify for the Nations Cup. Why few teams that are here, they didn't qualify for the World Cup, right? Like 1 or 2 teams that are here qualify for the Nations Cup and the World Cup. South Africa qualified for the Nations Cup and as well qualify for the World Cup. Yeah. Why will you tell me that South Africa, among the 10 African nations, do not have the potentiality of forging ahead because you're looking at past antecedent? So what happened to them 4 days ago? Are you thinking it's the same thing again? We still manhunt them again in few days to come? So I disagree with Alexis Lalas. So the fact is that every analyst has a way of coining their own ideology into what they see as good or bad, because in everything in life there are pros and cons. So perhaps if you put in South Africa 45 in the ranking of 48, perhaps it is the way you've been a con to them. That is the way he views it. But me, I don't see it that way. I disagree with him in all football.
Chima, do you know what amuses me so much? That Alexis Lalas said that they will need a bigger vuvuzela. You know, the one they used in 2010 World Cup, they were smaller vuvuzelas. So for them to be successful in Mexico, they will need bigger vuvuzelas to use for their match against Mexico. Do you think what Alexis Lalas said?
Mackenzie should have sued since he made that, since he released that ranking. I've been waiting for Mackenzie to sue him to court for a very big insult on the Bafana national team because that's a very big insult. But then again, sometimes when you want to come to limelight, you look for something to talk about.
Lalas is a public figure.
That's what I public figure as well. Since how many years now? Who have heard about him?
Nobody. No, in their region, in the
Americas, but this news now has to do with the world. Yes, has to do with the world. He has brought. Okay, where did he rate? I want to see US. Which number did I call? US team. Okay, number 12. He's from US, right?
Yeah, he's from US.
So he ranked US at.
But in his playing days, he was a good defender.
Yes,
no, as a good defender, that has nothing to do with his ranking. Now,
I'm just
so
saying.
for him to also rank US number 12. So
that means he's being partial.
He's being partial now because US number 12. Now, what does US have? Who is their biggest player right now? They don't even have any star.
No,
maybe where they have where.
Not where. There's this other
Pulisic that plays for Milan. He's not even on form again anymore. So who else again? So
Timothy Weah.
Timothy Weah is one of their biggest players in this age. There maybe Balogun again that plays for Monaco. So okay, let me just say Balogun because Balogun is on form now. He's one of the top goal scorers in the French League 1 right now. So I disagree with him. I just feel like I think he underrated South Africa because from my own perspective, I feel like because he believes that South Africa has more of home-based players. So I think most of the players that will be going to the World Cup are going to be more of like, let's say 70 to 80% of home-based players. So but then if you come to Cape Verde for me, I'm not sure if they will. Yes, anybody can go there and perform magic. This is just a normal ranking. So there's no hard feelings about it because after the ranking does not. I just feel that this ranking should be the one to even motivate the Bafana team because if they write you off in any group or in any tournament, definitely if you are going there, you should go there without pressure and then go there to prove any people wrong. So if Nigeria had qualified, where would it have ranked Nigeria?
If Nigeria had qualified, it would have ranked Nigeria higher.
He would have ranked Nigeria
higher.
But in the past, how many World Cup? Nigeria have got to quarter-final now.
But we play good football.
This is a matter of good football. No, see, this is the challenge I have with African teams in the World Cup.
No, but the reason Alexis Lalas gave is that in the group that South Africa finds itself, is a very difficult group.
This is not about the group now. It's about the team going to the World Cup. It's a ranking. He ranked team going to the World Cup.
Based on his opinion, why he ranked South Africa.
No, he did not say those who will come out of the group. So
based on what he spoke about the group.
He spoke about the group based on what Albert read out.
The group now is like a different thing that he did not see them qualify. But this ranking now is based on people who are coming to the World Cup, those who have the potential of doing well in the World Cup.
He has sat down to see that South Africa might not qualify from the group.
Might not qualify does not mean that you have to rank them like that. But anyway, it's part of football. At least it's a football pundit. So definitely he needed something to just stand on. So because right now, yes, in the past few days now, people have been dragging him, especially Bafana fans have been dragging him. Even journalists have been calling him, why would you rank the team like some? So I think that is what he's enjoying right now.
How about you guys have not really said anything about that Vuvuzela that
Vuvuzela is just Lalas is just making fun of Vuvuzela. So he said they will need Vuvuzela. Does Vuvuzela play football? No.
They will need bigger Vuvuzela.
Vuvuzela is just part of the fun of the game, So Vuvuzela has nothing to do with the game. If you don't know how to play, if you like buy 2 million Vuvuzela and blow, you will not perform anything. So Vuvuzela is just part of the fun.
Okay, let's leave Alexis Lala's opinion on South Africa. How about which African team do you think that will not perform well?
Me? Okay, I see. You see, football, as far as I'm concerned, I said football is not what you predict. You can just predict just for the fun of it.
No, just in a lemon prediction.
Yes, you just predict. But you see, in 2002, Senegal took the world by storm. In 2010, Ghana as well, they surprised the world, if not for the antics of Luis Suarez. The last World Cup, Morocco showed class. So in the teams that are coming from Africa, if we want to go by ranking or by rating, we have new intake here in the people of Cape Verde, right? Okay. So if I say Cape Verde will be the team, I will see personally that it's a team that is not going to be on top of their game because of their first time experience. I may be wrong as well. But you see, going to the World Cup, every country from Africa understand what it means to be in the World Cup. But all the teams that are going for the World Cup from African soil, they are preparing just like every other team in Europe are preparing. Trust me, they're going to be upset over there in the World Cup. Some African teams here that are actually underrated will pull a lot of surprises in their groups. Are you get what I'm saying? But what is there is, at the knockout stage, experience will start showing out. Because I know sometimes African teams, let's just put it that way, you may say they are not that experienced than some of the European teams. A lot of African teams here, they don't have the experience.
Don't beat around the bush.
No, I cannot just hit on one team. No, that's what we are discussing football. I cannot just tell you Ivory Coast will not perform. The thing is,
you don't understand what I mean. In our own perspective, we know that all African teams definitely perform well.
Yes,
you understand? I want to narrate Alexis
Sanchez, Lalas,
kind point of view to you. He has mentioned South Africa, with his normal, that's his own opinion. To you, which African team do you think that will not perform well? Just mention.
Okay, now by performing well, the ones that will not leave the first group, they will not leave the first stage.
It doesn't matter anyhow it is, but which African team do you think that will not perform well?
It's not one team that is not going to perform well now. It's not one team. Looking about qualifying from the group, it's going to be difficult. But then, I would say Cape Verde.
Because Cape Verde, Chima, you were indirectly before mentioning Cape Verde. I don't know what you guys have with Cape Verde. Which team do you think that among the 10 African teams that are representing Africa, which team do you think that will not perform well?
I think from my own perspective, for now, from my own ranking, I feel like the team that are going to perform less, they might prove me wrong later. But for now, the way I'm seeing them, I've seen Tunisia, Algeria, probably Ghana. So then DR Congo. I'm not seeing them doing well. They might not even qualify from the group stage. So, but I see these are the few teams I see. The Cape Verde, I'm still giving Cape Verde a chance because I saw their game a few years ago and I've seen them play. So I saw some kind of potentials and they have a whole lot of players playing in the Euro as well. So I believe somehow too, in one way or the other, when they come to the World Cup atmosphere, maybe they can pull up a strings. But personally, Tunisia, Algeria, Ghana have a lot of stars, but playing together as a team and the way they sack the last coach and bringing in Carlos Queiroz now, so I doubt if they have that cohesion and that motivation to perform well in this World Cup. But then they can go there and still surprise me. But for now, this is my own perspective.
To me, my own team that I strongly believe that might not perform well is Ghana. You understand me? Because they don't have that. The sacking of Otto Addo, I strongly believe it will affect the team psychologically, and that cohesion of synergy might not be there. Albert, why did you mention Cape Verde?
Yes, debutants, it might as well affect them, not having the World Cup experience and all of that. So, sometimes, even when Nigeria qualified for their maiden World Cup in 1994, these are one of those factors that played in because we would have progressed from against Italy. We had the experience over time. So, I just felt Cape Verde being their inaugural World Cup, I think they don't have the experience for now.
Chima, in the scale of 1 to 10, how many percentage position are you placing Alexis Lala's opinion?
The scale of 1 to 10.
1 to 10.
I think 2.
Okay, Albert, in the scale of 1 to 10, how many position are you placing Alexis Lala's opinion?
Given the indices he used to place South Africa in the 45 position, just above Haiti, Panama, and Curacao. I give him 1 over 10.
1 over 10. Then I'm giving Alexis Lalas, I'm giving him 7 over 10. I think based on his indices prediction, I think with what he has read out, I think he's right somehow. Because the major factor that the South Africa, the Bafana will have, the factor that will fail them is Hugo Blues. Selection problem is what will fail the Bafana team.
Well, anyhow, they will still take about 60 to 70% of the players they have been using before.
No. I'm not talking about the players. I'm talking about the selection. Hugo Blues makes a whole lot of mistakes.
Is it the squad or the starting 11?
The starting 11. Okay, I'm talking about this. He has the squad. Now it will be the selection problem. No, Masangwaya is playing well. I don't know if Masengoy will be selected to go to the World Cup. He only needs 23-man squad. There are some good players that they have in the PSL, which Hugo Broos has abandoned without calling them up, even for friendlies.
I can't take everybody.
I know. Hugo Broos concentrate more on Orlando Pirates and Sundowns team. We all have been agitating for Hugo Broos to call up Peterson, considering the rate of which this man is messing up now. Rowan Williams. There was one article that I read that they criticized Rowan Williams in one blog like that he's not even supposed to go to the World Cup. But then that is their opinion. You understand? How about?
Yeah, but for record's sake, right? For record's sake, given what Alexis Lalas have said, now if we're giving a team that will not perform or a team that will perform from the African side, we should be looking the performance. Is it to pass through the first stage? Because when you pass through the first stage, I get to knock out. Yes. I think that is at least it's a thumbs up. It's a pass mark for you. So when we're talking about this and what Alexis Lalas have said, we should be looking at that particular instance as a cause of
because to me, I'm not even seeing them qualifying from the first round, from the first group, from the group.
So that means if 10 African countries are going to the World Cup, even if all the 10 qualify from their group stage, there will still be one or two that will not perform like the others. So according to Alexis Lalas now, those that will perform less among the 10 teams, that is what he's saying.
Because if you look at the term,
it does not matter whether you
qualify from your group
or not. Even if the whole 10 country did not come out of their group, there will still be a team that will say, okay, they perform worse. Maybe they consider more goals, or maybe they lost all their 3 games, or did not even win or draw any game at all. So that is just what is.
But another thing again, performance in football at its core has to do with the result. It's the result. If you score me 9, I score you 10, I have qualified. What is important in football core, as far as result is concerned, is did you win? You drew 1, you won 2. You drew 2, you won 1, you qualified to the next stage. You get what I'm trying to say? So we should be putting that in perspective as the World Cup is about to unfold. So looking at this 10 African team, we'll see who qualifies from the group stage and how many goals they conceded, how many goals as well did each team scored.